It was really just over a year and a half ago that we really came to market for the first time with Azure, and the capability and functionality and referenceable customers that you brought to that platform have really started exploding, and I'll talk about that in a minute. The third thing that's happened in the last 12 months is we've really stitched together now a much more coherent and complete public cloud and private cloud story with System Center, with Visual Studio, with Active Directory, a common platform and a common infrastructure that lets you move things. Start them in the private cloud, move them into the public cloud, extend an application that's running on-premise with new capabilities that are running on Azure, and do that with a simplicity that really makes sense. In this world, things will move to the public cloud, but line of business applications will move at a much more measured pace to the cloud than most other aspects of the infrastructure. And so having a strategy that spans public and private is really a unique strength for Microsoft as we look at the competitors, VMware, Oracle, Google, Amazon. Each of them has an offer that in some unique and very specific but very limited and focused way has merit. And yet what we think you want to do and our customers want to do is have the flexibility to mix and match between the public and private environments. We've driven hard with new capability in Hyper-V. We've had market progress in Hyper-V, and certainly the cloud platform is really kind of a wide open space where, as I said, we've made a lot of progress in the last year. So it's pretty fundamental to us. I want to highlight for you just a couple of reference customers for Windows Azure. Large businesses with big brand names who have done phenomenal work on top of Windows Azure. The first is Boeing. They built an application to market the 737. The work was actually done by one of our partners, Wirestone LLC, and Wirestone used Azure, Windows 7 with its touch interface, the Windows Phone, and they've put together thousands of images and pictures so that you can, on any device, really recreate what the 737 looks like. The folks at Boeing say it's the best thing that customers can see next to actually walking around and through the real aircraft. Take a look at the demo you just saw in Bing where we're visualizing what's going on in the real world. That kind of similar application for marketing a 737, drawing on data that lives on-premise in Boeing, but exposing it in an application that lives through Windows Azure in the public cloud. American Airlines, who's built an update application for Windows Phone. The partner involved there is Migration Mobi, and they've built a live tile on Windows Phone with real-time information on gates and baggages. No text messages, email, phone calls. It all just shows up. As we say in our Windows Phones ad, we help you get, in and out and back to life. And particularly when you come into an airport tired at the end of a long day, that's exactly what you want. And the folks at American Airlines say the fastest delivery of flight information data on the planet. So we're moving forward to the cloud, public and private, in a very strong way with a very strong product set. Dynamics, Microsoft Dynamics. This is the 10-year anniversary of us entering the business application space. Over that 10 years, we've averaged 20% compound annual growth. 20% compound annual growth. And to the Dynamics partners, some of who've been with us the whole 10 years, who are here in the audience today, I want to say thank you and salute you. This 10-year thing really has been a little galvanizing in terms of our reflection on the opportunity that's available to us in business applications. Whether it's ERP or CRM, we see a unique point of view coming from Microsoft in terms of the flexibility of development and the ease of use of the programs. We like the growth that we've had. We separated our Microsoft Business Systems group from the rest of our Office group late last year. It's now a standalone division under the leadership of president of that division, Kirill Tatarinov, who you'll have a chance to hear from tomorrow. The division's done fantastic stuff. It's a very profitable part of Microsoft's business at this stage. And for those who've asked over time, are we all in when it comes to business applications? We are definitely all in. We have some customers. That's okay. I don't get asked that question today, and I don't want any confusion about it. When you're over $1 billion in revenue and you're multi-hundred millions in profit, I want you to understand we're all in, and we want partners who really push with us. Partners like XRM.com. XRM.com is a partner that's worked with us on a win for CRM with the LA Public Schools. 70,000 employees all moved to Microsoft CRM through the work of XRM.com. 2 out of 3 of the CRM design wins we've had this year have been in the cloud. And we've had some big switchers. Barclays Bank switched off of Oracle Siebel and came to Microsoft Dynamics. Salesforce.com. We started making a point in the last year that you don't need to get forced to use Salesforce. And Mark Benioff became our best personal salesman when he spent the better part of his user conference, because he understands that the flexibility and the ease of use with the Outlook-style user interface really does give us a leg up. In ERP, I want to highlight one customer from the last year who we're doing a lot with, and that's SpaceX. It's a company here in Southern California, private company that's going to take over the space program, the commercial space program here in the United States. They're on AX 2012 when it deploys later this year, and we're real excited about their use for financial and project accounting of Microsoft Dynamics AX. One of the questions I get a lot from partners is, when does ERP move to the cloud? And I'm excited to say that starting with Dynamics NAV early next year, we will put Microsoft ERP solutions in the cloud. Office 2010 shipped last year. We've already sold over 100 million licenses. It's unbelievable. Thank you. 2 weeks ago, we formally announced and made available Office 365. Office 365 is really the broad service for anybody, businesses from very small to very large, that brings office productivity and collaboration to the cloud. We like to say Office 365 is where Office meets the cloud and brings collaboration to all. In just 2 weeks, we've had over 50,000 businesses around the world trial Office 365. That's about 1 business every 25 seconds. And they've been very small and very big. I had the opportunity at the launch to get to know the CIO of an organization in Glasgow, Scotland called the WISE Group. They do social services, job placement, retraining for people who are out of work in the United Kingdom. And he told me they'd done an Office 365 trial in the beta, and they deployed it. And, you know, there are a few dozen workers, and he was all excited about it, and things had worked well. And then he said, but I didn't really realize what the power of Office 365 was until I was on a train. I guess it would probably have been about a month before I met him. He was on a train from Glasgow to London. The train, he had his 3G card in his laptop on the train. He's working on something. He got a call over his link connection. He participated in a video conference on the trip, on the way down. He had all of his notes, all of his papers, all of his, see how old I am? I still refer to paper like it's important. But he had all of the information he needed on his laptop to participate real time, essentially from anywhere on the planet, using the capabilities in Office 365. We've also seen some very large organizations move to Office 365. The American Red Cross, with over 66,000 seats, will have over 66,000 seats on Office 365 by the end of the year. Sometimes our partners say, well, how are you doing versus competition? The answer is outstanding. Any place we engage or a partner engages with Office 365, we win. The very few reference customers the other guys have, we didn't engage. So to all of our partners, I ask for your continued best energy and best vigor and best enthusiasm to go out there and really sign up Office 365 customers, because we have a phenomenal opportunity in front of us. Skype, subject to regulatory approval. Skype. I got to be careful here because we are in the middle of the regulatory process, but I'm very enthusiastic about acquiring Skype. Skype is very consistent with what Microsoft has made one of its core businesses, and that for us is helping people communicate and collaborate. I've been asked by partners, is this Skype acquisition somehow mean you're not as serious and enthusiastic about Link? Quite to the contrary. One of the great motivations in acquiring Skype is to enable the enterprise to have all of the control it wants of communication and collaboration through Active Directory and through Link, and yet be able to connect people within enterprises to consumers, businesses, and trading partners around the world. So Link, in some senses, with Skype, is a strategy that I think will allow the consumerization of IT to really proceed with full vim and vigor, armed by Link and the good work that our partners are doing. 70% of the Fortune 500 is now on Link. Certainly, if you look at the product from Microsoft that is growing most quickly, it is Link in the enterprise. Kevin Turner has taken to calling Link the Connect of the enterprise, meaning it's just eye candy when you demo it for corporate users. So I encourage you all who have any involvement with Link to really drive forward very, very hard. We have new scenarios coming, digital meetings, whiteboarding, etc. And with the combination, the power of Link and Skype under the same umbrella, we think we're going to be able to do even more fantastic things together. Xbox, big year for Xbox. We launched a new console roughly a year ago. We launched Kinect for Christmas. We had the fastest selling consumer electronics device in history, fastest to 10 million ever with the Kinect product, and yet I feel like we're just scratching the surface. We had hackers come along and hack up Kinect and say, we need it for business applications. Boom! We came with an SDK, so you can use it now to build a variety of business applications for vision and voice recognition. But we're still motivated in the Xbox team by entertainment. Giving you any entertainment you want